All right. We are recording. All right. So, first call of April, April 3rd. I'm going to do a little recognition here before we jump into the call. So, this might take a little while because we got some serious recognition going on for March. By far a record-breaking month for Team Boom. So, these are all the coaches that hit Success Club 10. And you can count them. There's a lot that just hit 10 so far. So we got Valerie Nelson, Teresa Neitlinger, Terry Bachlet, Shayna White Cave, Michael Bush, Maggie Schuick, Kelsey Connor, Judith Sanchez, Joyce Corey, Jenny Dollinger, Aaron Campman, Emily Millman, Emily Crushore, Emily Bachlet, Courtney Meadows, Kelly Bloomfield, Ashley Brown, Anne-Marie Vickers, Ali Pendich, and Alexander Talib. So that's Success Club 10. Crazy. So now we got Success Club 12. We got Olivia Brackett, Kylie Winay, Carrie Steelman-Schmidt, Katie Ziner, Danielle Hills, Kristen Moss, and Anastasia Redding. And then at 14, we got Taylor McKinney, Madeline Fenton, Kelly Marks, Chris Bachlet, Brooke Reed, and Beth McDonald. At 16, Marie Sardelli, Leah Tao, Leah Hall, Lauren Letary, Lake Thompson, and Jessica Healthpop. At 18, Michelle Humerick and Megan Sorton, and Alyssa Mundry. At 20, Lindsay Redding, myself, Bailey Kai, Amy Reelman. At 22, Mackenzie Chase. At 24, Caitlin Walsh. At 26, Jen Sansone. At 28, Celine Bacardi and Casey Bachlet. At 32, Cassie Schmelzinger. At 34, Christina Tropiano. At 48, Michaela Bordolkis. At 74, Sydney Thompson. And at 100, Kate Morgan and Ashley Feldyson, blowing up Success Club. All right. And then as far as Success Club so far this month for April, so far we have at Success Club 6, we have myself, Melissa Voris, and Caitlin Walsh. At Success Club 10, Megan Sorton, Michaela Ordolkis. At Success Club 14, we got Sydney Thompson and Kate Morgan. Killing it right out of the gates. All right. And then top 20 volume points. So these are the coaches that had the most personal volume points last week. So your personal volume points come from your customers' orders. So with over 500 personal volume points, which is kind of close to the equivalent of like $500 worth of sales, we got Carrie Steelman-Schmidt. This is all from last week. Robert Rodriguez, Amy Reelman, and Delaney Cleason with over 600. Myself, Terry Bachlet, Emily Millman, and Susanna Bell. Over 700, Lindsay Lindsay Schiff into shape. With also 700, Casey Bachlet, Caitlin Walsh, and Jen Sansone, and Kaylee Blumenfield. And then at over 800, we got Lindsay Redding. Over 900, Sydney Thompson and Alyssa Mundry. Over 1,000, we got Celine Bacardi. Over 1,300, we got Christina Tropiano and Ashley Feldyson. Over 1,400, we got Kate Morgan. All right. So that is your recognition for the week and for the month. Big stuff. So we try to do a little, like maybe try to make it like the first week of the month, the first Tuesday of the month. We try to do maybe a little coach basics. Because we get a lot of new coaches that come on. They were in the previous month, and then they're going through coach basics. They're getting trained one-on-one with their coach, hopefully. But we also like to kind of use one of our team calls once a month to do a little coach basics to kind of go over some of the basics as a coach. So some of the things you're going to be doing each day, trying to keep it really simple. So we'll kind of be covering mindset for sure, because that's probably the biggest thing, mindset. And then also kind of the three things would be posting, kind of sharing your journey, connecting with people, and then inviting those people to start their own journey and support on that journey. So again, posting, connecting, and inviting, all fun stuff. But we'll also hit on the mindset because that's huge too. So this month we have Ashley Feld-Dyson that's going to do a little kind of the coach basic, kind of the things to do every day as a coach to have success, to see success in the business. So for you guys that don't know Ashley, she's 25 years old. She's already retired as a teacher. I got a couple things written down here, but she's a 6-star diamond, which is, I think, probably, I would guess, in the 0.01 top % of the network. 3-star diamond qualifying in her boyfriend's business center. She is a diamond in her second business center. She has hit Success Club 10 for 23 months. And she's the founder of Team Elevate, which is currently ranked in the top 10 for teams in the entire Beachbody network out of, I think there's 300 or 400,000 coaches, and her team's ranked in the top 10, which is pretty amazing. And Ashley is, I call her Ashley Slay Dyson because she's just been slaying it. She's kind of the queen of mindset too. So you guys definitely want to grab a pen and paper and take some notes on the mindset, but also some of the skills, like some of the things she does every day that go along with the mindset. We'll kind of hit a little bit of both. But Ashley's someone who's been a coach, I think, about 3 years. I would say her first year was probably like everyone else's first year, kind of learning who we are in this business, what we need to do. It's kind of like going to college. You're not going to get out of college and get a high-paying job unless you go to college and learn the skills. So Ashley's first year, she was learning the skills and learning the mindset and starting to believe in what she was capable of. And after that first year, that second year, you could really start to see her with her confidence start to bloom. And that third year is when everything just has been exploding. So that first year, the first really 2 years is kind of that learning experience in a way. That third year is when you start to see the magic a lot of times. Sometimes you see it right out of the gate, but a lot of times it's that learning experience. So I'm going to let Ashley hop in here and take this thing away.
Yay. Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Gotcha.
Okay, cool. So I want to apologize. I'm not going to be my normal, super bubbly self right now. I'm recovering from a really bad migraine yesterday, so I'm kind of under the weather. I'm a little bit pale. Usually I have spray tan. But so I want this call to do two things for you guys. I want this to help the leaders on our team basically see how I teach a coach basics, and then I want the new coaches on the team to really understand the basics of coaching. Okay. So this is going to be an interactive call. There's going to be a couple of things that I really want to ask you guys. We want to do some feedback because I think reflection is such a huge component of this business. And I kind of want to instill that in you now so that you're reflecting ongoing as your business continues to grow. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. That's not what you want to see in my taxes. I should have saved this. Okay. So we are talking about Coach Basics. I want to see my own face, so I need to minimize this. Can you guys see my screen? Yeah? Okay. So I put together a cute little PowerPoint for you to look at. But when we say the basics of coaching, basically, we're talking about what to do. And the coaches that are most successful in this business are the ones who just dive in. So don't wait for a call like this. Don't be like, oh, finally, I know the basics. You're going to find the basics as you go. And don't feel like you're going to hop off this call and know everything you need to know. I started really coaching in March 2015. I really started coaching in July of 2015 was when I found when I found out how to grow volume, how to do this, how to do that. Don't be like me. Don't wait 8 months for a video to come along and teach you. Dive in and do it on your own. So a call like this is awesome. But guys, the best coaches are going to be the ones where you have a question, ask your upline. If you don't love the answer you got, or if you want a broader answer, go on YouTube. Search it on YouTube. I feel like I was the type of coach where I wanted an answer and I wanted it now. So I went on YouTube and I searched every single question that I had, and I just watched videos over and over and over again because I knew that I wanted to work faster than the training that was being given to me, because that's the type of person that I am. So based on the type of person that you are, take your training accordingly. But let's chat the basics of Coach Basics. So like Pat said, I'm a big vision and mindset person. I'm going to throw out Pat's escalator analogy. For you leaders on the call, in my coach welcome email, I help them just kind of visualize this escalator analogy. You know, you're standing at the base of this escalator and it's coming back down toward you. And this escalator, it symbolizes your journey, whether it's your financial journey, your fitness journey, your business journey, whatever it is, you have an escalator for every single one. And so picture this being your business journey. And so you take a step on, and if you just take one step and take a pause, it's going to push you back down to the base of this escalator. But if you take a step on and you start building traction in terms of falling completely in love with this opportunity, falling in love with your journey in terms of health and wellness, sharing that passion like wildfire. These are all the vitals. These are all the 4 basic things to do. Fall in love with your journey, share that passion like wildfire, and wake up and do it again every single day. I have been a little bit stressed out the last 3 days about things that I can't control in my life. And I feel like, you know, when I go to sit down in my business and say, okay, why aren't I at Success Club 50 right now? I'm saying to myself, okay, I need to send all these invites. No. I don't need to send 900 invites. What I need to do is I need to go back to what made me fall in love with this business. What's going to make other people fall in love with this opportunity? It's going to be going out there and showing them how I got started. So I was like, I just shut my computer down. Actually, I went and got a massage, and then I went and I did my cardio, because for me, like, that is what got me started. And you have to kind of like bring your focus back to why are you here? It's not because you crave sending 50 invites a night. Yes, you're going to do those things, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. But what got you started in Beachbody? Was it to, for once in your life, have something you could control? Was it for once in your life, you know, have something outside of your career? Was it to just build that financial cushion? You got to come back to that and then help other people feel that way too. And so for me, mine was fitness. Mine was, I just wanted to feel good. And so when I'm having a shitty day, I don't want to sit here and just dig myself deeper. I need to go out and find that one thing that made me feel awesome, and then share that passion like wildfire. But I want to hear you guys. I want to hear like what your why is. So for me personally, for those of you who don't know me, I was a first grade teacher. I was passionless. I had nothing. I literally had no hobbies. I lived in my boyfriend's parents' basement, and I just kind of like existed. And I existed for teaching. Every single part of my personal life was overflowing with teaching in grad school. So for me, I needed an outlet. I needed to be a part of something. So let's hear it. Let's hear what your why is. My why was to build financial cushion and to quit my teaching job. So just write it in the chat. And obviously your why will evolve over time. My why looks much different now than it did 3 years ago. Financial freedom, quit my job, improve quality of life. Financial freedom, well, that's a common trend. We're lucky we have an opportunity like this. Be able to plan an IVF cycle, be able to achieve my dreams. Save money, retire my husband, have a purpose outside of your career, intentional freedom. Okay, so I had one of my coaches come to me the other day, and they said, and she's on this call, she said to me, you know, after having my spring break, it helped me realize that I don't think I ever want to I don't want to teach for the rest of my life. And I said, okay, but I want you to know that's all right. And I said to her, I said, how lucky are we? I'm staring at you right now. How lucky are we to have something like this where we have this opportunity, where we don't have to just stick something out if we don't love it. For me, my heart did not belong in a classroom. I still teach every single day of my life. And so my coach who said that to me, it's okay that she doesn't feel this way, but I want her to know that we are so freaking lucky to have an opportunity like this. And every single why that you guys just said right here, some of you will hit them and some of you won't. The ones of you who do are the ones who see this escalator as possibilities and don't let it scare the crap out of you. This escalator, for the first time Pat said this analogy to me, I am an analogy junkie because I'm a visual person. But the first time Pat laid that out for me, I was like, aha. So you step on, you start building traction, and you just never stop. You just never stop taking these steps. And so these steps represent like throwing this little pebble into your pile every single day by doing these 4 vital behaviors. Do you guys raise your hand if you don't know what the 4 vital behaviors are? Does everybody know what they are? Okay. Amy Reelman, did you just raise your hand? Oh, she's just brushing her teeth. Okay, so guys, the 4 vital behaviors, they're simple. Basically, Beachbody implemented them. They said, what are the top coaches in the network? What are the successful coaches in the network doing? And how can we kind of lay out these 4 things to help the coaches who are struggling, just show them what to do each day. So you are, being proof of the product. And that's in terms of like falling in love with your journey. If you guys aren't in the middle of a workout program right now, and if you aren't focused on your nutrition at least 80% of your week, are you actually devoted to your journey? Are you engaged in a personal development? Are you consistently sharing this passion like wildfire on your social media? And that's not just posting once a day. That's like getting in your inbox and sharing it. You've got a gift to give. The fact that my coach said to me, I don't want to teach in the next 2 years. Cool. She has an opportunity of a lifetime. And if I would have never sent her that random invite 2 years ago because I knew she was another Ashley, she wouldn't have this opportunity, or maybe she would with somebody else. But chances are she probably would have never come across this. It was the perfect invite for her. You guys have to look at every single person as an opportunity. Like, if my coach Caitlin, if she would have never posted on social media her before and after photo, that Friday night I saw her before and after photo, I would not be here. Maybe I would on a completely different team, but I wouldn't be sitting right here in this chair. She got uncomfortable. She got transparent. She knew that there were other Caitlins in the world, and she opened up her life to me. Every single day, you're opening up your life to the other versions of you. Whether it's posting authentically, whether it's, sending an invite in your inbox, or whether it's sharing your story on your social media or through your Instagram stories, whatever you're doing, it's another step on this escalator. At the top of this escalator is one of your whys. For me, my first one was to actually get my car payment paid for. So that was a short-term one. And then after that, it was like, be able to save money toward a house. And I had these short-term whys. If you just say to yourself, I want to make 7 figures, like my big goal in the next couple of years is make 7 figures. Well, that scares the crap out of me. I need to set these short-term goals to get me there, right? I need to ask myself, okay, well, first, I need to hit this in order to get there. And that's at the top of my next escalator. And you start racing up this thing. You're racing up this thing, and you are just sharing, and you are changing lives. But if you think for a second that you're gonna be able to take a break and just say, my workouts don't sound fun this week. Invites aren't for me this week. You're gonna make your way back to the base of that escalator, and you're gonna lose trust with so many people. I have seen so many coaches do this. I have seen so many coaches start building like crazy, and then times get hard and they miss Success Club, or they just work for a benchmark, then they hit the benchmark and they're gone. You lose trust with so many people. I was the type of person where I knew I had to hit Success Club 5, so that's all I did. And I waited until the last week to hit it because I knew I had to. That last week showed me what I was capable of. And I sat there and I said, Ashley, you want to know how you're going to quit your job? You're going to stop being a little bee, and you're not going to keep going for these benchmarks. You're going to put your full potential into it. And I saw it was in October of 2015. I had been just scraping by Success Club 5 for my first like 7 months in the business. And it was like 11:50. This is no lie. It was like 11:50 at night. It was about to be the last day of the month. It was either September or October. It was the last day of the month. And I was hustling. I was like at my desk trying to find anybody that could breathe to buy a challenge pack from me. And I got one. And I said to myself, what if I treated every single day like the last day of the month? And I said, game on. And then I quit my job 6 months later. And if you look back at my October of 2015 I consistently started to raise and change more lives because I stopped looking at it as a benchmark. Success Club is fun. Beachbody, obviously, corporate obviously gives us this benchmark to say, cool, if you are changing 3 lives a month, you are ranking your business advance. But don't work for a benchmark. Have it, and then work higher. Get there and say, game on, let's get to 10, let's get to 15, let's get to 100. Because the second you start working for that, you're only going to work as hard as that. If you're only working to get to 5, you're only going to do those little tiny things. I scared the crap out of myself last month and I said I'm going to get to 200 and I got to 100. But it's better than saying get to 50 because maybe I would have only got to 25. You'd rather fall short of $1 million than $1,000, right? Okay, I need to get back on task because I'm going on a tangent. Let's go back to my PowerPoint. All right, vision and mindset. So guys, you have an opportunity under your nose that is going to change your world. Some of you will and some of you won't. Like, that should be scary for some of you to know that some people on this call are going to crush it, but some of you guys probably won't, because it's those of you who are actually going to take a hold of it. But in this business, you can only control the controllable. We cannot control the amount of people we get to say yes to us. We cannot control the amount of points that we get. As much as I would love to say, I know for a fact I will hit 220 this month, there is no way for me to control that I will change 100 lives this month. But what we can control are the action steps to get us there. So Success Club, yes, you should be working for a Success Club. Yes, you should be working for these incentives. But guys, if you want to hit Success Club 10 every single month, can I tell you what to do? Do the 4 vital behaviors every single day and keep it simple. Don't try to reinvent the wheel and do something new every single day. Wake up and build a routine. Wake up and do the same thing. Have fun with it. Set realistic expectations for your followers. Be you. Don't try to be this perfect version of yourself. I tried way too hard for that. I was trying to find these yogi rock stars that already knew what fitness was. When for me, pre-Beachbody, I didn't know a damn thing. I would go to the gym and walk 3 miles because I had no idea how to touch any equipment. I wanted those girls. Every single day, I want those girls. And so be authentic on your social media. Share with those people. Don't be afraid to get uncomfortable and send an invite. More times than not, you're going to have to send the invite to hook them. They're not going to, sometimes they will come to you, yes, and it's fun when they do, and it's easy when they do, but in order for them to come to you, you've got to set these realistic expectations for them. Let them know that you are a crazy busy mom, that you work full time, that you do this, you do that. Show them your hot mess life, because that's what they are. If you are this perfect person and you are doing this and you're bebopping around and you're angels and butterflies, they're going to be like, this girl and I do not relate at all. I will never be able to do what she does. Set these realistic things. I'm a hot mess dog, or whatever you want, whatever you are. Set those realistic expectations and let them into your life and to see that they're capable of doing whatever you are doing. Okay, Success Club is awesome. So I want to see if there's anybody even on this call who doesn't know what Success Club is. Because raise your hand if you don't know what Success Club is. Because normally what I would do, so I go live every other Thursday in my team page, and I do a new Coach Basics. So it's a little bit more structured than this. I try not to go off on as many tangents, but I talk about these 4 slides. I talk about vision, mindset, Success Club, and incentives, and I will really break down Success Club and incentives. So we all know Success Club measures the amount of lives that we change. In order to hit the first benchmark of Success Club, we have to change 3 lives to hit Success Club 5. And then the next benchmark is Success Club 10. And then, when you hit Success Club, your first 3 months as a coach, you get your free Success Starter ticket, which gets you into into Summit for free. And then every month that you hit Success Club, your points are actually tallied up for the year in order for you to get onto the next Success Club trip. Raise your hand if you don't know how the Success Club trip works, because this is something that I freaking love. Okay, I'll explain it. This is something that motivates the hell out of me when I first started this business. All right, so last year, when I first got started in this business, everybody you guys went on a cruise, I think, and I had a major FOMO. And then last year, we went to Punta Cana. This year, we're going to Mexico. Next year, we're going on a cruise. So they always kind of have, they always know where they're going for the next 2 years. So in this current year that we're sitting in, whatever points that you build, so let's say you hit Success Club 10 last month, or whatever your accumulated Success Club points are for the year. Let's say you hit 100 Success Club points. Beachbody is going to put you guys in basically a lineup, put all of us in a lineup, and says, okay, this person is the 500th top Success Club point earner. This person is the 5,000th top Success Club point earner, and they're gonna pull the top 5,000. Basically, they're gonna pull the top 1,000 of people. In addition to the elite, the premier, the star diamonds and stuff like that, team leaders, and so on and so forth. But they're going to pull these Success Club point earners, okay? So in addition to you ranking your business advance with Success Club and getting those 3 people to join you, you should also be excited about getting on these free trips because they are fun, so much fun. So don't stress about it. I mean, I have had, not that I want to lowball you guys, but I have had some coaches who only hit Success Club a couple months last year get on the cruise. I've had one coach who just hit Success Club 1 month get on the cruise for the following year. So your current points this year, so in 2018, are going to determine if you go on the 2020 trip. Okay, next year they're going to say, hey, we're going to pull all the points and we're going to invite you on the following year's trip. But if you are going on the 2019 trip next year on the cruise that we've already been invited to, your current year's Success Club points are building you money toward that trip. So if you have every point is $10. So in order to go on these trips, you have to have $1,200 basically to go for free. But you earn those dollars throughout the year. So every 1 point is $10. So all you have to do is earn 120 Success Club points for the year, which is simple, cake work, and then you get to go on your trip for free. Let's say for some reason you fall short of a couple points, you just have to pay the difference and you can go. But it's such a little fun incentive, and they're all inclusive. You don't pay any money when you get there. But it's something to look forward to for sure. Sometimes they open up next year's for new coaches. Yeah, they'll do some fun incentives like top point earners for new coaches and stuff like that. Okay. Do we have any questions so far? So Success Starter is a fun incentive, and then free trips are a fun incentive. All right, so Rank and Controlled Business Center. I like to talk about this because I think it's so important. I remember when my coach was like, you have to sign Tyler up as your Controlled Business Center. And I was like, what do you mean? He's never going to work this business. Why would I sign him up? And I am so happy that we did, guys, because now he makes a full-time income just because of where he is in my downline. And so if you have not yet signed up your Controlled Business Center, meaning somebody on your weak leg, I don't want to go into full detail of this. Pat, do you want me to go into full detail of this?
No, I mean, you can just tell them that they can sign up like a family member.
Yeah,
the first do you have 2 control centers, on your left and one on your right? You sign up your mom and your dad, one on your left, one on your right, kind of get to Emerald quick.
Yeah, so initially you want to sign maybe your significant other or whoever. If you don't have a significant other, it could be mom, dad, sister, brother, whatever. Sign them up on your weak leg. Now, for those of you who are like, what the hell is my weak leg? If you go into your click Monitor My Business, and then click Graphical Genealogy, you can actually see your downline. And so chances are you can see already that your strong leg is being built for you. So if you look there and you're like, who is Sally? Who is Sue? Who is Kim? That's going to probably be your strong leg because your upline coach is building that leg for you. Now here's an example. If I sign Sally on my right leg, anybody else I sign on my right leg is going to go below Sally on her right leg. So Sally's right leg is going to be her strong leg. Her weak leg is going to be her left leg because it's going to be her inside leg. My right leg is here. My left leg is here. Sally's down here. Okay. So her controlled business center, she would sign on that inside leg. So if you go to Monitor My Business and Graphical Genealogy, you can see which leg is your weak leg or which leg is your strong leg. If you cannot see that quite yet, just send your coach a message and say, hey girlfriend, what leg did you sign me on? And then get your controlled business center signed on the other leg. And so you're probably like, why would I do this? First of all, you're going to probably order pre-workout and protein, or you're going to order something else other than Shakeology. I order every single thing through Tyler's Business Center because not only am I getting a discount on it through him, but I'm also getting the volume. And so let's say you sign your significant other on your inside leg. Okay. He's the first person on that top leg. Well, your coach is already building that outside leg for you. So you're growing volume. Anything that people do below you, like if you have Sue over here on your right leg and she is, hitting Success Club 10 every single month, and then you have Kim down here who is signing coaches left and right. Everything they sell is bringing team volume up to you. And so this is how your income starts to grow, by accumulating this team volume over time. And so you're not going to build any income through team volume unless you build that inside leg. So I've seen coaches who have been at the top of my rock star leg for years and not make money because they're not building their inside leg. So this is where you're going to be different. You are going to build that inside leg as strong as possible. So let's say you see this incredible coach and she wants to run with you. So first of all, you're going to sign your significant other or your controlled business center at the top of your inside leg, because not only everything that happens below him or her, all the team volume that comes up on that inside leg, it goes to you, but it also goes to him. So he's accumulating this team volume as well. All right. This doesn't have to make perfect sense. This doesn't have to be like, oh my God, I understand it, but let it be something familiar to you, because this is where it starts getting really fun. This is where, when Pat says, oh my gosh, like you had $2,000 or 2,000 volume points on your weak leg, you're like, heck yeah, let's get that to 5,000 volume points on your weak leg. Goal is to get rock stars on both legs. Were you going to say something, Pat? Oh, I thought you unmuted yourself.
Oh, no. I would just say for anyone that's like a little confused on that, just if you do have a significant other or a family member that doesn't mind you signing them up as a coach, just ask your upline, ask your coach, like where to place them so that you can start to double dip, to start to earn like double for your efforts. And then that's really all you got to know. I wouldn't feel too confused about it. Just if you have someone that's willing to sign up, just ask your coach like where to place them so you can start to earn extra. It's definitely worth it. And then what's cool is there's also certain ranks that you hit. Like once you get to like a 2-star diamond, you get to open up a second business center. And so then you start to like double and triple dip. So like the same effort you're putting in, you start to earn like 3 times the amount of income for it, which is pretty crazy. Like that's how you have this insane exponential growth. But just to start, all you really got to know is that you have, a significant other or a parent or a family member that's, willing to let you sign them up as a coach, because maybe they just want a discount on Shakeology. And if they let you do that just so they can get their discount on Shakeology or whatever, it's going to end up helping you earn more income down the road. That's basically it. Mm-hmm. So just ask your upline where to place them.
Smart. It's definitely smart to do. I'm so happy I did. Okay. So first goal is to hit enrolled rank. 1 coach on your inside leg, 1 coach on your outside leg. And then next rank is Ruby, which is 2 coaches on each leg. And then 1 coach on each of your legs become an emerald of their own. So you really want to build your business deep, meaning you don't want to sign 100 Sallys and for them to just hang out. You want to have 5 Sallys who build 5 Sallys who build 5 Sallys. And so in order for you to get to the rank of Diamond Plus and then get to the rank of, what Pat's talking about, 2-star, 5-star, start getting these bonuses and start opening up your second and third business centers where it becomes really fun. And you're now, building other U's in this network. You really want to build deep. Spend more time focusing on the runners in your business. If you get a coach who comes in this and they're like game on, don't focus so much on finding the next one that you forget about them. Really help them build this thing, because your goal is to find really all you need, Pat. What's the number? Like really 3 of you?
Yeah. I mean, if you can find like 2 or 3 rock star coaches like that are going to become leaders and start to build their own teams, your income, your team volume, the amount of lives you're going to be able to impact with you and your team, it's like insane. You don't need, I think a lot of people think you need to sell 1 million things and sign 1 million coaches. You might have to talk to a lot of people before you find those 2 or 3, but if you just continue to talk to people, continue to stay on your journey, continue to share with others, it's inevitable you will find those 2 or 3 leaders. And then once you find those 2 or 3, it's like, it's game over. It becomes so fun. The income kicks in, the amount of people you're helping goes through the roof. It's just a matter of staying consistent with it long enough to attract those 2 or 3 really great coaches. But once that happens, game over. And Ashley talks about, other coaches talk about it, like if Ashley was talking, she'd say like, I just need to find 2 or 3 Ashleys. I need to find like 2 or 3 Ashleys, not the Ashley I am now, but maybe the Ashley I was before I found Beachbody. If you can find 2 or 3, whatever your name is, find 2 or 3 like you and help them get to that point. That's when it becomes so fun and everything starts to
you guys might have heard me say this before, but I was always looking for like this perfect version of me, and I already mentioned it in this call, but you know how hard it is to sign up a coach and sponsor a coach who is so different than you? Like, really Pat, can you mute everybody? Really be authentic so it's easy and it becomes natural, it becomes fun, so that you aren't attracting those people who aren't like you. It becomes so simple once you get somebody in this and they think the same way as you and they have, a similar story than you and they have the same mindset as you. It becomes very fun just to kind of, duplicate that onto them. All right. So income and volume. Pat, do you want to talk about this? I have my team call after this and I have to talk for another hour.
Yeah. So, I mean, income is pretty simple. There's really 2 main ways you earn as a coach. The first is anything that people order from you, you get like a 25% commission. And then the second way you earn is as you help some of those clients decide that they want to help people and they become a coach, Beachbody's going to thank you by basically saying, hey, thank you for helping these people not just get results, but thank you for helping them become a coach. We're going to give you a 5% match of everything that they sell. And that's what they call like a team bonus. So that's really it. It's the 2 ways you earn. First, 25% commission of anything you sell. Second, you get a team bonus. And that's Beachbody's way of thanking you for, hey, great job with not just helping them, but empowering them and helping them get to the point where now they're helping people. We're going to give you a little 5% kind of matching bonus, team bonus of everything that your team does. And like we were saying before, like once you find those 2 or 3 leaders, that little team bonus, that starts to become like, at this point, it's like 95% of my income. And I can't even count on one hand the number of like leaders I've personally sponsored and developed. It's less than 5. So you only need the 2 or 3 really great ones. It's just a matter of sticking around long enough to find them. And that's what I think most people struggle with. But the ones that do stick around long enough, they always end up finding them.
So cool. All right, let's do questions.
So Ashley, so we kind of covered like the mindset, we covered like rank, we covered the volume and the income. So for like a coach, I guess my question for you is, you started out your first 7 months as a coach, scraping by with Success Club 5, like maybe like trying to sell 3 challenge packs a month. Now you're selling 50 in a month. Do you think like the little things, like if a coach is like, all right, what do I need to be doing every day? The little things I need to be doing every day to simplify it. Do you think you like changed the things you were doing every day, or you just changed how often you were doing that and how much of those little things you were doing?
I think that I 10x'd them. And I totally took that from Kate. But like I took the things that
and your success club points 10x.
Yeah. I mean, it becomes less about like numbers motivate me. I'm not going to lie. But it becomes less about the numbers when you're actually focusing on the action steps that get you to find the people. And so let me put this in perspective to you guys. When I was a brand new coach and I see coaches on my team who are teachers and grad students come in this and they are blowing me out of the water. And a part of me is like, damn, what if I would have just done the things that I should have been doing? But it's okay because I'm not going to kick myself for it. But it puts it into, it lets me really see what I was capable of doing and how I can come on like this and show you guys. But realistically, when I was a brand new teacher and a brand new coach, I was coming home and I was probably like putting 20% into my workouts. I was using the excuse of like, I'm tired, but I'm doing something. But I wasn't giving it my all. I wasn't like in love with my journey. That for me, Pat asked me the question, like, what for you do you feel like was the biggest game changer that made you go from basically like making $7,000 my first year to now, having a 6-figure year? Was I just fell head over heels in love with my journey. Like I went back to what made me fall in love again. And you guys have got to do that. If you can't answer the question, like that you gave your all to your workout 6 out of 7 days in the week, then you've got to sit down on Sunday night and say, action steps. I'm going to give my all to my workouts, because that's what was going to help people fall in love with this and build that trust with you. I didn't do that my first year. I wasn't in love with my journey. I saw the business side of it. And then I was like, okay, I have to hit a benchmark. I have to do the things, but I was so caught up in teaching. I kept using it as my excuse. Now I see teachers come in this and they're like, at that, I can control something for once in my life. Let's go. But the biggest shift, and I'm answering this all over the place, but the biggest shift for you guys is going to be actually having an action plan, having a list of, if you want to hit Success Club 50 at the end of the month, you're going to have a list of 70 invites that you're going to send each day. If you want to hit Success Club 10, then you're going to have a list of 25 invites that you're going to send each day. And you're not going to say, well, I'll get to it when I get to it. Maybe I'll do it twice this week. You're going to set it for yourself and you're going to do it. You're going to have these quantifiable goals each and every single day, and you're going to do it because you're an entrepreneur and you've got to be your own boss. You show up to your boss. You're probably a good employee. Everybody on this call is probably a pretty decent employee because they have to be. Can you say the same about your business? Are you a decent entrepreneur? Are you a good entrepreneur? I wasn't my first year as a coach. I didn't wear my entrepreneur pants. I can look back and I can say, no freaking way. I didn't set those goals with myself. I was saying I'll get there when I get there. Set those real goals with yourself every single day. Not that I'm going to hit Success Club 20 this month. How are you going to hit Success Club 20? What are the things you can control to get there? Did I answer that?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, like a big thing is, and you talked about it a little bit, was you, instead of like just waiting for the last day of the month, you started treating the first day of the month like the last day of the month. And then you started treating the second day of the month like the last day of the month. It's amazing the number of Success Club points that come in on the last day of the month, maybe more than the other 29 days of the month.
Because you have to, because in your brain, you have to hit a goal.
Right.
It shows us what we're capable of.
Right. The other, and I know you love analogies. When I first started with this business, I was a hunter. So what I would do is I would be sharing, I'd be posting, and when I would invite, I would expect for them to say yes right away. I would expect to go out and hunt and come back with the food right away. And what I had to learn was that that's not how this business works. You have to be a farmer. You have to go out You have to be in love with the journey, with your own journey. You have to be in love with planting seeds, and then you have to be patient before those crops are going to grow. And the only way that you allow those crops to really grow is if you continue to show up on your journey and allow those seeds to continue to watch you, so they start to have their unanswered questions be answered, and they start to gain trust in you and the products and the business. So for the first 4 years of this business, I was a hunter, and when it didn't work, I'd get frustrated and disappointed, and then I'd take a break. And all those people, all those seeds I had planted that were watching me, they saw me stop. They saw me stop sharing my journey, and they said, good thing I didn't join him. He's not even doing it anymore. As soon as I just figured out that I just needed to stay consistent with my own journey and continue to plant seeds and let them watch me, that's when everything started to change. I didn't get disappointed when things didn't happen right away, because I knew that's just part of it. They need to watch me for 6 months, a lot of times a year, before they're ready. So I became a farmer instead of a hunter. That was probably the hardest. For me, that was the hardest lesson. I didn't change what I was doing. I just changed how patient I was and how often I did those things, because I had a different mindset about how it worked. And then I ended up being able to help way more people and inspire way more people to get on board, because they started to trust me. And then the income and everything else kind of came after that.
Where do you think you'd be if you would have given up? None of us would be here.
Right. It's crazy to think about. It's like little things those are like things I think about every morning when I get the 5-minute journal out and I do my little five minutes. There's like these things I think about, little things that happened the day before, but then there's like the big picture things, like this call, being on a call with 115 people that are all like excited to go out and inspire all these people. And I could have easily given up on this thing if I didn't have read one book here, or went to an event here, or listened to somebody on stage say this one thing. Could easily still be sitting in a cube right now.
Can I say something really quick? This time last year, I would say probably December of 2000, so about like, let's say 14 months ago, I was running team calls and I wasn't having anybody get on them. Nobody. I was posting my link and I had a topic, and I would get on and talk to myself and record the topic and then post it in my group. Because like Pat said, like I needed to kind of like practice being a leader, and then they would start coming around. And I talked to a brick wall for so freaking long. And I would get off and I'd be like, Ty, nobody showed up. He'd be like, but you did, and you recorded it. And I recorded it, and I would like be in tears after. But you know what? Now I have almost like, I think 80 girls showing up on my team calls, and a team of over 300. And because I didn't stop showing up, you know?
So here's the thing. Here's another little thing that I had to learn the hard way. Ashley could easily get on here and create all these fans. She could talk about how great she is with Success Club points and the income she's earning and everything, but she's not. She's talking about the fact that she would get on team calls and no one would show up for her. She's talking about how she scraped by hitting Success Club her first 7 months, because she doesn't want fans. She wants friends that believe that they can do what she's doing. Because she is exactly where a lot of the people on this call are right now, struggling to hit Success Club 5. If she's able to do this stuff, if I'm able to do this stuff, if all these other coaches are, and figure out how to get there, you guys can too. It's just a matter of the mindset and the patience and being that farmer and being willing to plant the seeds and keep showing up on your own journey. Let other people watch you for 6 months, a year. Sometimes, like, I have people that message me that have been watching me for 5 years. And those are the most rewarding, because they're my buddies that I used to play football with in high school that were scared to reach out to me for 5 years. Those are the ones that when they lose the 40 pounds, those are the ones that feel so good that I stayed so consistent with this thing for not just a year, but for 5. Part of what's going to make you a great at inspiring others to take action is for you to be able to relate to them. And the way you do that is by doing what Ashley's doing here. You share the stuff that you weren't great at, the things you struggle with, the things you used to struggle with. That's how people go, all right, I'm not putting this person on a pedestal anymore. Like, I can see we're on the same playing field. They're the same person. Maybe they're a bit ahead of me, but they started where I am right now, and I can get where they're at. So getting good at sharing the little struggles along the way, those struggles end up becoming your strength a lot of times. And everyone's struggle is a little different. You know, like one of my struggles was I didn't think I had a story. I was like, look at these people up on stage talking about how like horrible their childhood was and all these things. Like I had a great childhood. Like I like my job. Like how am I going to be able to inspire other people? I didn't realize how many other people had had a good life and had a good childhood, but they weren't excited to get out of bed every morning and had passion to get out there and do what they were doing. They were just kind of going through the motions. And because I didn't think I had a story, I didn't share that stuff. And now I share just that I was going through the motions in my life. And now I'm excited about what I get to do every day and the freedom I have and the people I get to surround myself with. And I have all these people that are coming out of the woodworks that are saying, hey, like, I'm kind of feeling like I'm going through the motions too. I need something. I can't remember who was that led the call. I think it was Sydney. She was like, I didn't know that this was missing in my life. I didn't think anything was missing in my life until I found this. And then I realized something was missing in my life. Mm-hmm. But moral of the story is the way you connect with people, the way you gain trust is by continuing to show up day after day on your own journey and sharing the struggles along the way and relating to those people, meeting them in the shit sometimes.
Meet them in their shit.
Yeah. So this was more of like a mindset call. But as far as like the skills, it's a simple business. Honestly, the things that we do, it's not easy to share some of those things and to show up every day, but it's not rocket science. The hardest part of this business is being consistent and staying patient with it. The difference between a successful coach and the ones that are not as successful isn't that they're doing different things necessarily. It's just the successful coaches are doing it every day, and the other coaches just do it when they feel like it.
Starting and stopping.
Yeah. But that part of that is like finding your why, but then also having the belief that if you continue to show up on your journey, number one, you're going to grow. Like if you work out every day, eat right, read good books, surround yourself with good people, and share that stuff, like that's just going to make you feel like a bigger badass than you already are for you personally. And you just do that every day because you're just doing it for yourself, not because you're trying to sell anything. You're just doing it because that's what makes you feel like the best version of yourself. It's going to eventually catch people's eye, and then they're going to watch you and watch you and watch you, and then eventually you're going to inspire them to get on board. And that's when it becomes really fun. But a lot of times it's going to take 6 months or a year. But in the meantime, you're working on yourself. You're becoming like a better version of yourself along the way. You're growing more so that you have more to contribute, which is, I think, what life's all about. So, but the skills, we didn't really go over that stuff as much. But
maybe like another hour.
Yeah. But the skills, like, you guys know what you need to be doing. You need to be sharing your journey. And like anything else in life, you're going to get better at that as you go. I was terrible at all this stuff.
Keep it simple, guys. I know the things you're good at and just do them. Yeah.
Share what you're up to. Like, obviously, you got to be on your own journey. You got to fall in love with that journey and share it, number one. Number two, you're connecting with people. You're going out, you're following new people, you're searching hashtags, whatever you're doing to connect with people. Face to face, like Joe Policino, like one of my first coaches I signed up, like he goes out to the restaurant and he'll sign up 2 coaches, like the waitress and the bartender, like because he's so passionate about his journey, he just shares that with other people. So number one is you're just sharing that wherever that means for you and getting better at that. And then 2, like starting to just connect with people, like it's so important to be more interested in people than interesting. And life is so much more fun when you're interested in people than trying to be interesting all the time. You'll make more friends and have stronger relationships with people if you are genuinely more interested in them, and you'll just have more fun than trying to be interesting all the time. Laugh at yourself, make mistakes, be a goof, but be interested in other people. Like ask them questions about their life, connect with them. That's like the coolest thing about life is meeting people, connecting, asking deep questions, figuring out what lights them up, figuring out what they're struggling with. Maybe there's a book you could recommend, whatever it is. Maybe it leads to something in your business. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe you just planted a seed that helps somebody and that's it. That's cool too. So sharing, you're connecting, and then you invite people because we have something that's going to change people's lives. You know, it's changed all of our lives. Why would we not at least, this is the way I look at it. We got this, look at this call we're on and these challenge groups we're doing. To me, this is a freaking party. I want everybody to have an invitation to show up to the party. I don't want anyone to feel like, how come I didn't get an invite to the party? Look at all these people over here. Pat's throwing this party over here. He didn't give me an invite. What's up with this? I want everyone to have an open invitation, and then it's up to them to decide if they want to come. The last thing I want to do is not give them an invitation. The last thing I want to do is put a no in their mouth before they even had a chance to decide if they want to show up to the party or not. So my mindset with inviting is, I got this unbelievable party with the freaking coolest people in the world showing up to this party. Now I'm going to throw an open invitation to anybody that wants to show up. And if they show up, cool. If they don't, that's fine. But I want them to know that they're invited, and it's an open invitation. They can show up whenever they want. And they can bring their own beer, or they don't have to. Like, they can just show up empty-handed, whatever. BYOB, BYOS, bring your own shakes. But I think a lot of times people have fear over the invite because they think they're annoying people. Just think of it as like, you don't want anyone to feel left out from the party, because we got some pretty amazing stuff we're inviting people to. So sharing what you're up to, like being on that journey, being a badass, growing every day and sharing what you're doing that's working, connecting, being more interested in people than interesting, and then inviting them to the party. Those three things. You do those things every day, it's inevitable you're going to find 2 or 3 people that you love working with that are going to be so passionate about becoming a coach and helping others. It's going to be fun. Yeah. All right. Party's over. Anything else? Anything else, Ashley?
I don't think so. I have to hop off. I have my team call starting right now.
All right, cool.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
All right, hold on. Wait. We got to do a boom. We got to do a boom on 3 for Ashley. You want to get your thing?
My phone? Okay.
This is what people are always asking for this. All right, guys. Boom on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm so sure. And I'm so passionate about helping you find this like joy and happiness.
You guys.
Because